Hello, I am going to show you today how to utilize Rethink to take data and export your data for your session note. I'm also going to show you how to utilize Total ABA to complete your session note. When you log into Rethink, you're going to select Clients. You're going to select the client you're working with. You're then going to hit Data Entry. You'll see all of the goals on the left-hand side that the behavior analyst created for your client. You can simply select goals and they will pop up in the middle for you to take data, and deselect them when you're done taking data. When you start with a new client, you're going to want to take pairing goals. So you can simply select those pairing goals and keep them open. Now, when you take data for your goals, a correct response, you're going to hit plus. If it is a negative response, a prompted response, no response, you're going to hit negative. I recommend every time you take data for a goal, you save, so that way you do not lose the data if there is a technology glitch. And you can take as much data throughout the session as possible on those goals. I'm going to take a few data points just so I can show you what that would look like. You can also view data. So you can look at the data you've taken as well as previous behavior techs on your case if there are other behavior techs working with your client. Now, let's say you have behaviors down here, which means your client might exhibit some new behaviors, and your behavior analyst is asking you to track behavior or ABC data. You'll see this ABC log, and you'll be able to select the behavior that your client is exhibiting. And you'll be able to put the start time in. And then you'll be able to put the end time in. You will hit most likely home is the context and activity. The antecedent, what happened right before the behavior. The consequence, what happened right after the behavior. How did you respond to that behavior or parent? Possible function. If you're unsure, you can put other. And you can add as much information here in the notes as possible. And then you hit save. When you're done taking data within the last 5 to 7 minutes of your session, you're going to get ready to take your data and export it by selecting Actions, Daily Data Summary. You're going to select the date that you took the data and hit Excel. You'll see it download. You'll open that up. Now you'll go back over here and you go into Total ABA. You'll hit your calendar and you'll see your session. Now you want to make sure the time and the date is accurate. If it is not, and you had a time change or a date change, you want to make sure that's done here. Before you do the session notes, the date and the time must align with the time and date you had session. If it's ready to go, you're going to select New. You're going to scroll down. You want to make sure that the clinical session type is adaptive behavior treatment. It should automatically pull, but you can drop down and select it if it's something else. You want to switch status from in progress to ready for review. Community location, it's either none or you can pick the location you were at. Is it a telehealth session? Most likely not as a BT. If you did have a telehealth BT session, you would switch that to yes. If yes, you're going to select synchronous. Otherwise, you're going to select none. Client location, most likely home, but you have other options here as well. Provider location, also most likely the client's home. You do not need to do anything for patient age, provider name, or supervising BCBA. You're either going to select none for telehealth platform or the appropriate platform you used if you were providing direct therapy via telehealth. Who attended the session? You at least want the patient and the behavior technician. Most likely the caregiver or parent is present unless it was a daycare type of setting. You can also put your BCBA if they were supervising. Maybe there was someone else in the home. Here you would cancel this out. If somebody other joined, you would want to put that person in here. If nobody was additional, you would just leave it blank. Was there a pause in services? Yes or no? If yes, you have medical, vacation, change of staff, or other as reasons. If there is another option, you're going to put what that is. Was the client paired? Yes or no? Barriers to progress? None, medical, environment, or new staff. Maladaptive behaviors displayed. If you did not see any behaviors today, it would be none. If you did, you want to select if they were mild, moderate, or significant. If behaviors did not happen, you can cancel that out. Novel behaviors observed. Did any new behaviors occur? Yes or no? If yes, explain what the behavior is and how often it happened. External environmental factors, were they significant, moderate, mild, or none? And you might, if you put significant, mild, or moderate, you are going to put in what those factors were, whether it be lack of sleep, sick, hard day at school, whatever it might be, you're going to put that information in. Client's mood. The client's mood may change throughout sessions, so we like to see at least 3 options selected. You can do as many as you would like, but at least 3 is the way to complete this area. So you just find the 3 that most fit your client throughout session and move them over. And then you're going to scroll down to strategies used. You're going to select all the strategies you used to run your session today. So maybe you used a portion of your session for DTT, maybe you used task analyses. You may have used functional communication training, least to most prompting, airing, visual support, REMAC, and maybe a token board and a timer. Reinforcers used, you want to explain what those reinforcers were. So maybe the iPad was used, maybe bubbles, and maybe snacks. Now, this is where you want to copy that Excel piece. So you are going to take the goal all the way over to the trial. And you're going to copy and paste it right in. Patient participation status. So for client assent, we want to know, was the patient happy to participate in the session? Did the patient refuse to participate in the session? Or were they partially participated in the session, going back and forth between happily to participate and refusing? This might look different across different clients. Examples of what it might look like to be happy partaking in session is the client verbally stating yes to activities, body placement forward facing towards the staff and or activities, engaging with the staff and activities, and making happy or neutral facial expressions. For the client to be refusing to participate, you're looking for things like verbal protest to staff or activities, turning their body away from the staff or activity, moving away from the staff or activity by walking away, or making unhappy or distraught facial expressions. The client is transitioning between happily partaking And refusing, you would use the partially participated. In summary of session, you're going to want to list about 3 sentences explaining what happened in that session, how it went overall. You do want to focus on using behavior analytic terms, avoiding less of how the patient is overall feeling. You want to focus on goals, programs, strategies utilized, and behaviors. So pairing session as a new BT, client was engaged and accepted reinforcers from BT. No behaviors were observed today. For plan, this will already be put in there, continue treatment as scheduled for next session. Concerns for BCBA, anything that you want to address with the BCBA. Review next steps for goals for clients. And then you're going to hit save. Okay. Now from here, you want to do parent caregiver approval. You're going to select that. And you're going to type the parent name here and have the parent sign. And then you'll hit save. Then you want to go into provider approval. And this is where you'll type staff name, but your actual name. And then sign and hit save. And then you're all done. If you have any questions at any point, please reach out to staff and we will be able to support you. Thank you so much.